The Porsche 997 is very quickly becoming a modern classic. It's the last of the really analog cars to drive. And I think looking at the last classic car boom or modern classic car boom, they did very well in terms of price increases and what have you. They outperformed pretty much every other bonnet badge. If you were going to buy a 997 now that the market has realigned, what would you buy? So the ideal car to buy would be something with low owners, low mileage, nice service history, really good condition, something that's been really well looked after. And behind me is such a car. The car behind me is a one owner, Generation 2, 2009 registered Porsche Carrera 4S PDK Cabriolet. It's done 15,500 miles from new. It's got a full Porsche main dealer service history, all with the same dealer. The condition of it, inside out, I've had the wheels off. I've done another video showing what's behind the wheels to show the condition of what's underneath. This is a very special car indeed. I'd like to show you around. So as I say, it's a 2009, 09 registered. It's a Generation 2. Now, most Porsche enthusiasts will understand the difference between a Generation 1 and a Generation 2. The key points to remember with these cars is Generation 1 had a couple of issues with the engine. There was an issue with bore scoring and an issue with the IMS bearing. Both could potentially wipe the engine out and require a total rebuild, which is very expensive. There are some engineering companies who do very well at rebuilding these engines, such as Hartec. But the Generation 2, although Porsche never formally put their hand up and said, yes, we made a mistake, the Generation 2, Porsche sorted out all those problems. So what you ended up with is a really robust engine mated to a double clutch PDK gearbox rather than the Tiptronic. A much better car all round. So if you were to buy a 997 in a coolie market, which is where we are now, a nice starting point would be to get one which is very low owners. So this car, as I said, is a one owner car from new. As I walk around it, I'm just going to show you the paintwork as we go. It's in basalt black. It's not sunny outside, so I can't show it in the sun, but in the sun this thing really glistens. It's a one owner car, supplied in the UK, and it's been serviced by one Porsche main dealer all its life. I'm just scrolling down there so you can see the quality of the panels. And of course, black is very good for giving you a reflection, and anything that's going to give you a reflection is going to show any imperfections very, very clearly. And as I scan down there, you can see very clearly how lovely this is. So, Porsche dealer, or a singular Porsche dealer for all the services, one owner, and the condition is just superb. There were a couple of marks on the left-hand wheel, so we had all four wheels removed. We had them completely stripped and powder coated. And if I show you inside there, you can see they're all now like new. You've got very nice condition brake calipers in red, colour crested centres. So if anything here, my camera struggles to keep up with the reflection. It does that with particularly shiny cars. But look at the condition of the car all round. But when the market starts to pick up, and it will, because what goes up must come down, what goes down must come up, and that's how the markets work. We've just had a realignment. When they start going back up, if you had a one owner, full Porsche main dealer service history 997 Generation 2 in your garage, that's going to be a lot to smile about. Another thing that's going to give you a lot to smile about is driving one. Now here we see the roof down, but the roof up is the roof up is also very good because it's a very well insulated roof, so the car works very well in the winter as it does in in the summer. It's a 4S, which means it's four-wheel drive, and I've driven these in the snow, and I can't think of a better car to drive in the snow. The rear wheels have the engine sat right over them, so you've got a lot of grip anyway. So this is a car for all seasons. It's not so wild that you can't park it anywhere. You've got 2-year service intervals, so the cost of ownership and running isn't the same as you'd expect from one of the Italian cars. It's got a flat six 3.8 litre engine, which is very strong, very robust, sounds lovely. And this one also has the switchable sports exhaust, so you can have a really nice exhaust note out of the back when you put your foot down. Or if you're coming home late at night, you can switch it off so you don't upset your neighbours. You can see here we've got rear parking sensors. If I move to the inside, now the rear seat, I've set this so you can see backrest up and backrest down. So they are small seats. You're not going to want to put grandma in the back and drive across continent with it, but it is pretty good for short journeys, for children, soft bags, that sort of thing. We have gloss carbon fibre sill covers. Now I'm just going to look at this and home in on this driver's seat. With sports seats, i.e. seats that have lots of lateral support, you generally tend to find there's wear on the outer edges. And in some cases, seats may have been repainted. And although repainting does bring them up to a reasonable degree, it's never as it came out of the factory. And that, to me, looks to be in superb condition as it came out of the factory. I can't see any signs that that's ever been refurbished. And that is a lovely starting point. You've got the Porsche crests. It is perforated leather, but these seats are incredibly comfortable. They're nice and supportive. The leather extends across to the door tops. Nice 2 rows of stitching. Bose sound system. Electric window knobs for the front and then for the back. Proper key. If I just jump in. The mileage reading is 15,472, and the service history and the MOT history backs that up. So I have no reason to believe that's anything other than spot on. PDK gear lever. I can get my camera to home in on there so you can see park, reverse, neutral, drive, and then manual. And you also have these manual changes here, so you can change up and down either with the left hand or the right. The roof is fully automatic. You have your USB and iPod leads. There's 2 tracker cards in there as well. Service history, and now I've taken a photo of the service history, and that's on our website. Then you have the later navigation system for the Generation 2, which is a streets ahead of what was in the Generation 1. It's all touchscreen, nice and easy. We've got a metal roof here, so we're not going to hear much in the way of music. Nice and easy to use. Simple and straightforward. You can just show a map if you want to. AM, FM, Bluetooth. A lovely to use system. I'll just put that back on to tuner. There we go. Heated seats with 2 different heat settings. One for the left, one for the right. This is your air conditioning, and it runs with or without the air conditioning on. So, because of course, if you've got the roof off, why have the air conditioning on? You can select your temperature. You can select your fan manually, or use the auto function, which is what tells you that this is climate control So you select your temperature, press auto, fan cuts in and out as and when necessary to get the right temperature for you. Porsche stability management off, so your traction control system's off. You can raise the rear spoiler. I can just hear the spoiler moving now, and I'll show you as I move out of the car in a second. And then you've got the chrono. So the chrono is the dial in the center. When you're driving on the road, it's a clock. If you're on a racetrack, then it's a lap trigger or lap timer. And then the Sport on the Sport Plus gives you different driving modes according to how you fancy driving the car at the time. The dials are lovely and white, nice and clear. Gives you oil, temperature, pressure, fuel. Really nice place to be. And just looking at the quality of the interior all the way around, it's all in lovely condition. We have trademark cup holders. There's one on that side as well. And again, just looking at the passenger seat, you can see the condition. It's just superb. What a lovely, lovely car. Cruise control on this side. Onboard computer functions on this side, which controls this area of the screen. It's a really lovely thing. Now we have the engines in the back, and this is the boot, or the front boot. So with 15,500 miles, I'm pretty certain this has given me all the indications that it's on original paintwork. All indications are. The reason I say that is because you can see there's a couple of little chips here and there on the nose, which you would expect for a car with this sort of mileage, but brilliant for a car which is only 2009 registered. In here we have the wind deflector in its bag. We've kept the original plates because they are with the supplying dealer. So 10, 20 years from now, those original plates, if this car is in a collection, will be a nice thing to have. But we will fit the car with our own plates. That's where you find the battery. That's the screen wash. All the way around here is lovely. No signs of intervention. It's all just been kept very nicely indeed. And I, for one, would love to have that in my garage. Of course, with the engine at the back, you have radiators in the front, one under that side, and the radiators will cool the oil and the coolant and the water as well. And I pressed the button for the spoiler a second ago, and then you can see here, that's the spoiler extended. Now it is an automatic one, so I think it's either 42 or 48 miles an hour that the spoiler comes out. But as well as giving you downforce, what it also does is it helps to feed more air. I don't know if you can see there's a fan in there. It helps to feed more air into the engine compartment. The engine is actually sat between the wheels and as low down as possible to give you really good handling. So the cooling comes from those two openings in the front bumper and additional cooling here. That is a really cool looking car. Now I'm going to go and jump in, start it, and raise the roof. So they've even done really well with the roof line of this car. So foot on the brake, start. That sounds nice. One press of the button. So if it's raining, this happens really quickly. You're not going to get drenched while it's all going on. Finger still on the button, all the windows come up. I'm going to stop the car now. So a very quick roof operation, and then we have what is actually, for a convertible, a very nice roof line and a roof which is in very good condition. So the rear window is excellent. The roof all the way around just looks really good. There we go. Porsche 997 Carrera 4S PDK Cabriolet Generation 2. 15,500 miles, one owner, full Porsche main dealer service history, all with the same dealer. I hope you like the video. I hope you like the car. I hope you find the video useful. If you'd like to know more about the car, please visit our website, www.bramshawebv.com. Drop us a text or a WhatsApp or pick up the phone and speak to us. We'd love to speak to you about it. Thanks for watching.